Thanks for joining us today. I'd like to welcome everybody to today's webinar. I'm Allison Schaefer, Client Relations Specialist at Millward Brown Digital. I'm joined by Sarah Friedman to discuss how to optimize your e-commerce strategy and online conversion funnel using Compete Pro. We ask that if you have questions, please submit them via the chat box that can be found toward the bottom right of your screen. We'll dedicate around 10 minutes at the end of the webinar to answer as many questions as possible. I'll get us started by providing a brief overview of what Compete Pro is, and Sarah will then dive into a live demo of the tool. Let's first start with some context for those of you who are unfamiliar. Millward Brown Digital delivers comprehensive digital solutions to help advertisers, agencies, and publishers increase marketing effectiveness and drive brand growth. Millward Brown Digital combines two separate components. The first component is Compete's consumer, channel, and market intelligence solutions, supported by the largest behavioral panel in the industry. The second component is Dynamic Logic's market-leading advertising and campaign effectiveness offering. Insights from both sides of the business enables marketers to increase efficiency and optimize campaign effectiveness, expand sales and market share for their brands across all channels, and enhance total brand performance. Compete Pro is Millward Brown Digital's competitive intelligence tool. Compete Pro harnesses information collected on the navigational patterns of consumers online. Compete tracks the activity of over 2 million US-based internet users, which represents roughly 1% of the American browsing population as a whole, and therefore provides an accurate projection of consumer behavioral trends online. Impactful marketing doesn't have to be a costly guessing game. With Compete Pro, you're able to understand consumer behavior online. This, in turn, can enhance the effectiveness of your marketing programs and help you better reach your audience. Use Compete Pro to understand successful marketing trends in your industry and the ones that fall flat. Today, we'll show you how to use our tool to find untapped opportunities, save time, spend smarter, and increase return on your efforts. Here at Compete Pro, we want to be sure that you feel confident that you always know how to best target potential customers. But first, there are 3 important steps to help you build a framework for your optimal e-commerce strategy. Step 1 is to identify your competitive set and potential customers when they're in buying mode. Understanding when your customers are most likely to purchase will enable you to cater your online marketing messaging and campaigns accordingly. Step 2. Benchmark against your competitive conversion performance. Compete Pro's online conversion insights tool will provide you with must-have data about checkout start rates, conversion rates, bounce rates, and other crucial on-site competitor information. Understanding your competitors' checkout efficiency will enable you to better patch holes in your own sales funnel. Most importantly, having a pulse on conversion rates for your competitors will help you determine the health of the industry in general, enabling you to identify opportunities and set realistic targets. Step 3 is to understand competitor traffic composition. Understand which sites within your competitive set are truly capturing consumer attention and prompting those consumers to take action. Sarah will take us through how Compete Pro can help you uncover the exact sites stealing traffic and possible conversions from you. Having a tool that can reveal this kind of data is crucial to a successful e-commerce site. And the 4th and final step in optimizing your e-commerce strategy is to regularly benchmark yourself against your competitors. Stay up to date about where your competitors are having success and optimize your strategy based on your findings. E-commerce platforms require constant improvement in order to compete in the digital marketplace. Understanding exactly where you stack up within your competitive set will ensure that you're the industry leader and provide high return on investment. I'll now turn it over to Sarah Friedman, who will take us through a live demonstration of these steps using Compete Pro. Thank you, Allison, and thanks everyone again for joining. Let's dive into the tools so we can show you how to use the reports within Compete Pro to quickly and easily optimize your e-commerce strategy and your overall conversion funnel. So we'll be stepping through two tools today that live within the Compete Pro syndicated product suite. The first one is Compete Pro, and then the second one is Online Conversion Insights. So Online Conversion Insights is a module that lives within Pro, and it will enable you to uncover what's going on with your competitive set in terms of conversion rates, bounce rates, started checkout rates, things of that nature. So Pro enables you to uncover high-level traffic trends within your competitive set, and then Online Conversion Insights shows you the actions an audience is taking on-site. Compete Pro is our syndicated product, which is what you're looking at here. Online Conversion Insights, this is the dashboard for it, is customized to your particular competitive set. So for the webinar, we'll be stepping through demo data, but Online Conversion Insights subscribers are able to specify their competitive set and the specific metrics that they want to look at. So at the end of the demo and presentation, we'll provide the contact information that you need should you want to move forward with customizing your own Online Conversion Insights dashboard. So getting back to optimizing your e-commerce strategy and conversion funnel, as Allison mentioned in the introduction, eliminating as much guesswork as possible is the best starting point. Finding your potential customers when they're in buying mode is crucial to your e-commerce success, and it's easy to do with Compete Pro. To discover previously unidentified competitors and find out if competitors are in buying mode on those sites, here are the reports within Compete Pro that you should be utilizing. So what we're looking at right now is just a site summary page for jcrew.com, which is what we're going to use as the example for this demo. But to help find who your competitors are and where your potential audience might be, the best report to start with is the Related Sites report. So we'll navigate over to that right now in the Profiles tab. So what you're seeing is the gallery view for related sites. Related Sites makes building and expanding on your research list quick and easy. You're able to see the sites that have similar content to yours. So the higher the similarity score that you're seeing right here, the more likely this site is catering to the same audience that you are. To view this information differently, you can switch over to the sortable list. So this will provide the site names of the sites that are most similar to the one that you're researching. It will again provide you with that similarity index, but then you can also judge the popularity of each of these sites with the unique visitor count listed here. If you want to generate a competitor list of sites based on criteria that you create and the criteria that really matters to you, you can utilize a new feature within Compete Pro called Site Finder. So to get to Site Finder, you're going to move over into the Compare tab, and the report will be right here on the left-hand side. So what's great about Site Finder is that if you're planning a campaign targeted towards a very specific audience, this report will show you a list of sites targeting the exact same people you are. So you're able to get an understanding of the sites that are directly competing with you for the attention of the exact same consumer subset. By creating a detailed list like this, you'll see exactly where your potential customers are likely to be online. So as an example, if I'm jcrew and I'm looking to create a highly specific list of sites that are directly competing with me for the attention of the same audience, this is what I would do. So as we were looking at before, I would jump back into the Profiles tab and take a look at what my audience makeup is. So scrolling down on the site summary page here, you can see all of the demographics that make up jcrew.com. So if I'm looking to find who my competitors are who have the exact same audience, I'm going to take this information into account and use it when I'm creating my list in Site Finder. So you can select a few different criteria to build this list and make it specific to you. I'm going to start with the category selection because that's kind of the broadest that we can do. And this will narrow this list down to the people visiting sites within your industry. So we'll scroll down to shopping. and click on apparel. And by looking at the demographic data that I just showed you earlier, I found that for my site, for jcrew.com, more than 60% of my traffic is generated by female visitors. So I'm going to select the demographics, navigate to the female gender, greater than 60%. And then I noticed that the largest age range was the 35 to 44 group. So more than 20% of jcrew's traffic is generated from this age group. So if this is all the information that I need to include in my Site Finder list, then I'm going to preview the results down here. And this will give you a manageable list of sites that have the same audience as you. So this can jumpstart some competitor research. You can look into what campaigns your direct competitors are running, and this will show you all of who your direct competitors are for the exact same audience. You can look at how their site looks, maybe what pricing options are available on site, what is their current product concentration. If you notice that one of these competitors is outranking you in the site summary page, if you're benchmarking them and you see that they have higher traffic or engagement metrics, you can monitor their strategy over time and either mimic it or improve on it for your own benefit. So once you hone in on the competitors that have the same audience as you using related sites and Site Finder, it's then time to determine exactly how these consumers are shopping. In order to do this, you need to understand the complete path to purchase, meaning where are consumers before they land on a certain site, and what are the tactics that are getting them there. So again, we're going to reference the Profiles tab within Compete Pro, and I just opened it up into a new tab so it's kind of easier to navigate around. But the Incoming Sites report will provide you with a list of sites bringing traffic to your site or your competitors. We'll switch over into the Sites view, which is going to give you a really granular look at all of the sites driving traffic to either your site or your competitor's site. This report will help uncover the types of sites that your potential customers are visiting before they buy. And it gives you a closer look at how your target audience is moving around on the web. Incoming sites can also help you understand why competitors are getting the traffic that they do. So in this example, we can see that Shop Style is high up on the jcrew Incoming Sites report. Pretty high ranked after search engines and bigger social media sites. So this can be something that will alert you to do a little bit more research about what your competitor could be doing, why this site is driving traffic to them. So in this case, jcrew could be doing some advertising on Shop Style. They could be creating new engaging content for the site. They might have recently formed a partnership with Shop Style to ensure that their brand and their branded products are ranking high in consumer searches, which could in turn be sending an influx of traffic to jcrew. The Incoming Sites report can prompt you to analyze the sites that supply traffic to your competitors, and you can learn how to steal some of that traffic. Maybe you need to make some content changes, some aesthetic tweaks on your website, provide different product offerings, or seek partnerships. If you notice a particularly successful traffic referrer or competitor, this might be something that you want to utilize in your own strategy. The Incoming Traffic report will also uncover cross-shopping trends. So if you notice that, for this example, Gap is really high up on jcrew.com, why are people leaving Gap and then ending up on jcrew.com? What aren't they able to find on Gap that they're trying to find on jcrew? So kind of running the checkout process side by side can help you understand some holes in either your conversion funnel or your competitors, or can just alert you to things that your potential audience might be looking for that they're not finding. Another really useful view that you can use in the Incoming Traffic report is the Categories view. So instead of seeing a list of specific sites that are driving traffic to jcrew.com or to any one of your competitors, the Categories view will show you really what your competitor's traffic acquisition strategy is. So you're able to see if email is ranking really high, if personal networking is ranking high. Are these the kind of sections that your competitor is focusing on right now, and is it working for them?
Is it driving more traffic month over month in terms of visits? Do they have a higher share of traffic coming from email campaigns or social networking campaigns? You're able to see what your competitor is implementing and if it's working. So if it's not, you might want to stay away from that. Or if it is, you can definitely take a look at what they're doing and try to copy their success. So once you know how consumers are getting on-site, it's time to benchmark against competitors in terms of on-site action or conversions. So this is the part of the demo that I'm going to switch into online conversion insights. So just to be clear, this does live within Compete Pro. Again, it's an add-on and it's a little bit customized to what you need, but this is next to the Compare tab that is in Compete Pro. Also, to give you some context, for this demo, we're defining an on-site action as conversion. However, the definition of on-site action can be customized depending on the action that you want to measure. So whether that's capturing email addresses, capturing information about people starting trials, or filling out contact us forms, that's something that we can certainly customize depending on your needs. So what we're looking at here is just the overall dashboard that is customized to this demo data, but you're able to see for the current month what's going on in terms of all of these metrics. So what's happening for conversion rate across a competitive set, what do new versus returning visitor numbers look like this month, what are the cross-shopping behaviors, shipping info views, and store locator views. Again, we can expand on these. There are more metrics available, but just so that you can get a sense of what we're able to do with online conversion insights, here are a few of the things that are available. So to begin benchmarking, I'm going to go right into this conversion rate tab. And what we're looking at here is the number of visitors that went to all of these sites within a competitive set, how many people started the checkout rate, and then how many people completed an order. So to begin the benchmarking step, take a look at your competitors' started checkout rates in comparison with their conversion rates. This will enable you to understand which of your competitors has the highest completed sales rate and which has the highest abandonment rate. What I would suggest doing in this report is look for outliers in the set and see if there's anyone who has a particularly high or low conversion rate. Once you notice this, you can step through their checkout process, try to buy a product on their site, and use what you find to patch holes in your own sales funnel. By doing this, you'll get a better understanding of why there might be major discrepancies in how many visitors come to a site and start the checkout process compared to the number of visitors that actually convert into paying customers. So we can see this with Gap right here, that they have a lot of visitors coming to the site, significant amount starting to check out, but then not many completing the order in comparison. So there might be something that's popping up on the site that are causing people to not complete the checkout process, whether it be an advertisement, the checkout process is cumbersome, or they're just not finding the content that they originally searched for. These are all things to kind of be aware of and look for as you're going through and doing your outside research based on what the data is showing you. What this conversion rate report will also show you is who is ultimately having the most ROI success within your competitive set. So for example, again, while Gap is clearly receiving the most visitors in the competitive set, it's Lands' End visitors that are converting at nearly double the rate of Gap customers. So upon further outside research, you might find that Lands' End has a similar product offering, maybe with a better price point, with more prominent promotion codes, better shipping options, etc. If you want to look beyond the current month of conversion rate numbers and checkout start rate numbers, simply scroll down this page and you'll be able to see a trended graph of how conversions and started checkout rates look over the last 13 months. You can take note of which of your competitors' conversion rates are highest or more rapidly improving. Then you can implement some of the strategies on your own sites. As for sites like Gap, which have an abundance of visitors, you can absolutely navigate back into Compete Pro to clue you in about why there are so many visitors going to their site with information about keywords and incoming traffic. But ultimately, the conversion rate report is going to help you optimize and improve your ROI. It will point you to the strongest competitors in your set in terms of actual sales. So now that you're aware of the baseline metrics, such as checkout start rate and conversion rate for your competitors, it's time to do some research about the exact traffic composition for your competitors and across the industry. So the best place to start here is to understand if content is engaging. In Conversion Insights, which we don't have included in this demo data right here, but we do have it available, you can use bounce rate metrics to understand which of your competitors are implementing tactics that cause visitors to stay on site or if their audience is moving on quickly. So taking note of how bounce rates have trended for competitors can prompt you to once again go through a competitor checkout process and understand what could be causing consumers to bounce. Oftentimes people are doing research on these websites before they make a purchase. So if you're losing your audience after 15 seconds, which is how we define bounce rate, that's visitors that are staying on site 15 seconds or less, then you're losing a big opportunity to have this person obviously convert into a paying customer. So paying attention to your competitors that have had really high bounce rates, or if you notice for the current month their bounce rate has significantly jumped, this can definitely prompt you to go on site and see what it is they're doing now that's not appealing to your consumer base. So this will also alert you to either consumers are not finding what they're looking for or something is getting in the way of completing their checkout process. The next metrics that we're going to look at within Conversion Insights are the new versus returning metrics. So when gathering information about traffic composition, it's really important to note the loyalty of your competitor's customer base or your own. So the new versus returning metrics will show you whether certain campaigns cause an increase in loyalty or certain seasons when customers are particularly loyal. So what we're looking at here, again, is a pie chart that depicts what the current month looks like for new traffic versus returning traffic. We're defining new traffic as any visitor that was not observed on site the month previously. Returning traffic depicts any visitors that were observed on site the month prior. If you want a little bit more information about how new versus returning visitors have trended over time, again, you can scroll down into these bar graphs and you'll be able to see a 13-month view of what new and returning traffic looks like for each of your competitors. So returning customers are much more likely to convert. So understanding bumps in returning traffic will alert you to exactly when visitors are most likely to purchase. While this all pretty much looks standard and the same, if you scroll all the way down, you'll see that there was a jump in traffic in returning traffic for Eddie Bauer in the month of May in 2013. So this can alert you to some successful marketing tactics that obviously brought people back month after month. This is most likely an email campaign that they employed that prompted customers to come back, but it did cause that lift in loyalty. And if you navigate back into the conversion rate graph, you're able to see that for Eddie Bauer there was an increase in conversion rate in May 2013. So understanding how this data all works together can help validate loyalty programs and the importance of having visitors return month over month. The next report that we'll take a look at within Online Conversion Insights is our cross-shopping report. So understanding cross-shopping behaviors will also help you identify opportunities to gain market share. The way we define cross-shopping is the percentage of unique visitors that visit a given site and another site in the competitive set for that month. So cross-shopping can be used in conjunction with bounce rate to know exactly how visitors are moving within your industry and how quickly. The cross-shopping metrics will also help expose who your biggest direct competitor is. So you're able to see the percentage of your shoppers also shopping at another competitor within your set, and you're also able to see who you're stealing the most traffic from. So this could be a really great opportunity for you to go on site and say, okay, well my customers or their customers are really apt to jump to my site. What are the opportunities I can utilize to maintain that client base and maintain them coming back? And again, you can see how all of these metrics have trended over the last 13 months below. So a spike in a cross-shopping trend may alert you to something that consumers are not finding on one of your competitors' sites and they're coming to your site at a higher rate. What exactly did you do to entice those customers? What are they not finding on your competitor's site? Having a view of what's going on for the current month is really helpful, but also making sure that you're looking at how trends have changed time over time will give you a better picture of really what's going on with your competitive set. So the final step in optimizing your e-commerce strategy is to benchmark against your competitors. So now that you know how to do your competitive research, and now that you've investigated competitor e-commerce strategies, staying up to date on the latest trends in your industry will be absolutely crucial. So regularly benchmarking yourself against competitors and staying up to date on industry trends will enable you to lead in your space. You'll be able to better understand when competitors are beating you and show you the exact areas where you should be optimizing your e-commerce program. As with any business or marketing campaign, your e-commerce platform needs constant improvement to compete, and keeping tabs on your competitors will prove to be invaluable. So to do this, I'm going to jump back into the Compete Pro module, and we'll open up the Home tab. So now that you've done all this baseline research and you've found the sites that you need to be monitoring, and you're familiar with the reports that you want to look at time over time, so whether that be search referrals report to understand keywords that are driving traffic and the customers that are most likely converting after searching those keywords, or if you're searching, or if you want to monitor incoming traffic month over month, this is really the place to do it. So we'll start really basic with saved sites. So I've built out a little bit of a saved sites group for jcrew.com, really simple. All you need to do is add the site right here. So this is a great way to build out a comprehensive competitive set and then monitor any kind of changes that are occurring within that set. And it's a really easy to read, quick to read format. So what we're looking at here is just all the sites that we've selected on the left-hand side. This is all completely customized to what you need to see. And if unique visitors and monitoring how many unique visitors are coming to these sites month over month is what you're interested in, you can just default to that metric, or you can open up any of our metrics, monthly or daily, and this will change the view. So you're able to see any kind of changes in traffic metrics, which are the top 4 right here, and then also any changes in engagement metrics. And then you're also able to see any kind of daily reach or daily attention changes. So if one of your competitors launches a campaign and you want to see the immediate lift of it, then the daily metrics are probably the best ones to utilize. You can also monitor how these metrics have changed month over month and year over year. So again, if you're monitoring what your competitor is doing on their e-commerce platform and you want to validate if that's changed for the better month over month or for the worse, you can change the view right here and take a look at that. You'll also see this 2-year spark chart, so you're able to see how these metrics have trended over the last 2 years. And it's just a really great way to not only monitor what's going on in your competitive set, but if you notice a big jump in traffic or a change that you weren't expecting to see, it can also jumpstart a little bit more research And you can go through the steps that we went through previously, the past 4 steps, and do that with the new site that you've added to your competitive set or the site that you want to now monitor more closely. So we also have a saved groups feature here, which is similar to saved sites, but for saved groups, you're able to benchmark a competitive set and see how these changes look in comparison right next to each other, trended over the last 2 the product keywords that are driving the most traffic to you and your competitor and causing a high volume of traffic to come to the site and causing a high time advantage on site. So then you can understand if you notice that there is a high conversion rate for your competitor, go back into this report and see what product keywords are driving traffic to their site and see if that's having the lift that they're hoping it is. And the same is true for the incoming and outgoing traffic reports. We touched on these for a single site earlier, but you can also look at them in a competitive view here. So you're able to see the sites that are driving the most traffic to you and one of your competitors in your competitive set. Finally, what we have available in the Home tab to help you benchmark a little bit better is the dashboard feature. So dashboards will enable you to see a more comprehensive look of what's going on site. You'll be able to kind of have all of your reporting in one place. If you're looking to do reports month over month, and if you are continuously benchmarking to make sure that your e-commerce strategy is as optimized as possible, this is the place to do it. So while saved sites and saved groups is going to give you a great basis of what's going on in your competitive set, what your competitors are doing, the dashboard feature will give you a full report. And once you put it together, you really don't have to worry about it after this. So with every data published that we do, all of this information will be automatically updated. And it's easy to share these reports. So once data updates, you take a look at it and you want to share it internally or externally, you can easily download it as a PDF. You can even customize it with your own branded logo or share it via email. So while Compete Pro is a syndicated product, the dashboard report and the saved sites and saved group reports are where you're able to customize this tool based on what your needs are. And you can also easily automate your reporting. So it might seem like there's a lot of information available here, and there certainly is, but to get to the information that you need to pay attention to month over month is really easy. So once you're going through the 4 steps that we talked about earlier, you can add these reports to your dashboard and have them all in one place, and then you can just monitor them as data publishes and be able to kind of get a clue of where you need to start your research. So at this point, we are going to open it up to questions. We've had some from the audience as we were going through. If you have any, feel free to keep asking. I'm going to answer the first one that we've gotten. So somebody asked, we're always defending the value of our e-commerce team. Does any of what you provide help with that? So I would say absolutely, and probably what's most beneficial about using online conversion insights is that it's kind of hard to understand how you're doing in the industry, how you stack up against your competitors, and really to have this competitive analysis piece is what's going to validate your efforts. So it's hard to know if what you're doing is right or wrong if you're only looking at your site. If you're looking at what your competitors are doing, how many visitors they're getting, how many people are starting the checkout rate, how many people are completing an order, that will help you understand how you stack up. And then once you have that information, that baseline data that Conversion Insights can provide, then you can jump back into Pro and understand exactly what tactics they're implementing. So again, what keywords are they bidding on, what incoming traffic referrers are driving traffic to their site. It's just having that other piece of the puzzle. So you can't really only look at your site and think that you'll be able to defend what you're doing. You definitely need that competitive analysis piece of it. And then another question that we got was, people don't buy things on our site, so what can you track for sites without shopping carts? So we touched on this a little bit briefly, but just so that you know, we are measuring actions for online conversion insights, but that doesn't necessarily mean conversion rate. So what that can be is definitely if somebody is filling out a contact us form, if an email address is being captured, if somebody is starting a trial, anything that your company defines as an action, we can certainly measure that and we can include that in your dashboard. So it definitely doesn't have to just be conversion rate. So another question that we got is that we're an agency and we need this data for a bunch of competitive sets, and is that a possibility? And it absolutely is. So what we were looking at before, that is just one competitive set. But if you wanted to look at different groups of competitive sets, then we can definitely add that into your dashboard. So again, Compete Pro is less customized. With online conversion insights, you can really tell us what you need and we can build the dashboard and the product around your use case and how many competitors you need to see. So another question we just got is, how does the tool work and how can you see conversion rates for these companies? So we're able to get this information based on our panel. For those of you who are unfamiliar, we touched on it a little bit at the beginning, but for Compete Pro, we're measuring a panel of just over 2 million people, and we're able to see how people are moving around online. So our panel is broad and unbiased. We're getting it from multi-sources. Half of it is proprietary, half of it is licensed from nationwide ISPs and ASPs. And what we like to tell people is that because we're seeing how people are moving around online, we're able to get a sneak peek into kind of what your competitors are doing. You can look at all the information on how traffic is moving to your competitors' sites. This is a great tool to use in conjunction with your own local analytics providers. You can see how things are trending. We are accounting for only human activity at Compete Pro, so you're getting a really great look at what people are doing online, how they're navigating, and this does not account for any kind of non-human activity. So any spiders or bots crawling a page, any kind of cookie overstatement, anything like that. And at this point, that is all of the questions that we have time for. If you do have any other questions after this or just want to chat with somebody a little bit further about our product capabilities, feel free to call our sales line. The number is listed out right here. Or you can always email at sales@compete.com. So thank you so much for joining, and we hope to hear from you soon.